Hello, my name is Athena and this is Cedric.
Hi.
We are the founders of INEA Yoga, this retreat center / yoga school here on Corfu in Greece. And together with some other people, we will run this 200-hour Vinyasa and Yin training. So happy that you found us.
Yes, with this video, we want to give you an overview, like what to expect, what we do here, and where we are. So I start with the location. So we are here in Greece and on the magical island of Corfu. The beach is literally behind us, 50 meters walk. We have an apartment house here, and it's kind of in nature embedded with a little local village close by. And I would say, let's jump in and see what do you learn if you join this teacher training. So what's the curriculum about?
The information that we give you start with foundations of Vinyasa yoga. What is Vinyasa yoga? What is Yin yoga? What are the differences of these styles? But what also brings them together? So we cover quite a bit of the history of how yoga has began, how it has evolved to what we know as yoga today, without belittling any of the process. Is all so precious. And then we dive quite deep into how you can teach each other, how you can find your own voice, how you can sequence a class in a way that feels safe for the body, but also for the energy that comes with it. How can a student leave your class feeling rejuvenated, feeling calmer, feeling more ready for what else happens in their life?
And yoga is more, as you probably know, than just moving and going into pretzel-like shapes. So we also teach part of the yoga philosophy, like the ancient wisdom. Why do we yoga? Where does yoga come from? And what are the key teachings of that philosophy that actually enriches our life if we apply it properly? So our philosophical foundation is in so-called classical tantra yoga. That has nothing to do with sex or stuff like that. It is an old wisdom tradition that we are carrying very close to our heart and want to share, and basically is about how to embrace life in its entirety. So to enjoy the very moment, any moment that is there. And we also tap into the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, just because it's the very classical foundation of yoga philosophy and one of the earliest texts, very rich in nature as well. So that will be the yoga philosophy part.
And we do all of that in quite an applied way, not just jargon of strange words, both in philosophy but also in anatomy. Is not just words that come your way and you have no idea what to do with them, but they're taught in a very applied way so that you can actually use this, not only in your practice, not only in your life, but also in how to guide other people to at least start to feel how these things are useful. Why is a warrior two pose more beneficial for this specific sequence than something else? Why is bringing a little bit of philosophy to your class going to support a group of people that come to practice with you? And we have people supporting us in that. We have other teachers that come to support us with that, for anatomy, for example, because we may have some information that helps us guide our classes, but it's just good to sometimes have experts in each field to bring you a little bit more wisdom, in-depth knowledge.
And additionally, what we also teach is meditation and pranayama, which goes very well together. Learning how to breathe properly, how the yogic teachings of breathing are applied to a class, but also for your own personal practice and life, and how to sit still and work with the mind. It's not only about stilling the mind or calming the mind, it's also about learning the nature of the mind, how to deal with that. So when it's not still, that we still can be with our minds. That is sometimes misunderstood in the yogic ideas, that we have to like cut the mind off. In a tantric view, it's very much embraced to also be with the mind when it's active. So we will explore both sides, like how to calm the mind, but also how to live in self-love, actually, with the mind. So those two elements come also into the practice as well.
Having said all of that, we will also cover things like alignment and adjustment, because it's good to be able to guide your students through their body into that kind of practice. But also because this is part of the curriculum in order to be Yoga Alliance certified, and this course is Yoga Alliance certified. So everything that is necessary for you to feel like a teacher that can actually provide a space, a teacher that is fully present, will be covered.
Also, what we will provide is an introduction into how to run a business in the field of yoga, which comes with some challenges, because it's not only about making the most money out of it, it's also like, how do we apply the ethics of yoga and the lifestyle of yoga and bring that together with business? Because at the end of the day, we also have to live in this world, and we want to somehow balance it in a ethical, sweet way that we can still follow our heart, but also be in this world and making what we need to live.
In terms of the curriculum, last but definitely not least, we will do quite a bit of mantra chanting, a bit of kirtan, sitting together and chanting together, singing together. One, because it's one of the oldest parts of yoga, as yoga has been, but also because through doing it ourselves, we have found a lot of benefits in calming the mind and coming into connection with ourselves, with the people around, the people in the room, and beyond. So we will do quite a bit of mantra, kirtan, and it will be magical.
Okay, let me talk a little bit about the day-to-day life on our side when you decide to come here. What we do is having daily morning practice, that is your own self-practice. To deepen that, strengthen the body, and that will be about 2 hours in the morning. Then we have a nice breakfast, afterwards a lecture. The lecture is a bit more theoretical. We learn about the things we practice later on. And after the midday break, which is 2 hours, and you can have some beach time and holiday time, we go into more practical stuff, like learning how to teach, hands-on adjustments, stuff like that. It's also theory, but also practice mixed, teaching each other and so on. You will teach from day 2 on each other, meaning like you will have practice, and when you leave, you will be able to teach a class in Vinyasa and in Yin Yoga.
Which will also help you deepen your own understanding of each element that you're being taught, because by trying to explain it to someone else, it really just sinks in a different way.
In addition, you also receive a very comprehensive course manual. It's available as a PDF, but also as a printed out version, where you can find all the teachings, everything we teach in written form, and read it after the course. So you don't have to fear to miss out or anything like that. And additionally, we also have some very beautifully asana cards, which we made by ourselves. So, for example, for Yin Yoga, you have all the 40 poses we teach here in this course, and on the back side there are kind of additional information about what is the target group you stretch, which element, and so on and so on. So it's really handy to work with that, and also to prepare your flows or sequences for classes if you're going to teach.
And some more postures for the more active kind of classes, the Vinyasa classes, 108 actually. With different shapes and still some space in the back, so that you can still have the key action, the cues, how do you want to align this posture, directions, and all sorts of other things that are useful as a practitioner, but also as a teacher to not completely forget before you start teaching.
Yeah, and we also have some little specials and bonuses during the training, which is not really part of the official training, but some things like a sound bath provided by this beautiful woman. We do a boat trip, so a bit of fun stuff.
More kirtan, more chanting.
Yeah, chanting. We have satsangs, like philosophical talks. We have a film screening. And of course, a training is a place to meet like-minded people and to actually make connections, because it's a special time to do a training like that. Yes, and basically that's a rough outline of our TTC. It's a 200-hour Vinyasa and Yin TTC, and we would love to have you here. If you have any further questions, we are always available on WhatsApp. You can send us an email or schedule a video call with us on the website, and then we can just chat one-on-one about all your questions. So yeah, it would be lovely to have you here.
Thank you so much for listening.